Today, from FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland, it's Week 18 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Carson Wentz and the Washington Commanders taking on Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Commanders. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about this Commanders team coming into play here today. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and we are underway from FedEx Field. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. So here are the Commanders making their way out. Bringing him out is the pride of North Dakota State, now at his 7th NFL season, Carson Wentz.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
Wentz to throw on the first play from scrimmage. And Thomas has it. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's 2nd down. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
On 1st down, right back to Gibson. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now Wentz. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. Remember, Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they proved their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, that's earned it by their play, the psychology is, okay, they're #1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, their offense plays off of them awfully well, too.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. So, CD, here we are. You look at how well this offense has played all year. 16-0. Now, in most years, they'd be at home right now enjoying time off for their perfect season, getting ready for the postseason. But this is the decade of the 2020s, so that means 17 games are what's needed to get through a perfect season. Would a win here make them an all-timer for you?
It would. It absolutely would. And I realize we're not comparing apples to apples because of the length of regular seasons. But if you think back to the 1972 Dolphins, they were 14-0 in the regular season. 3 wins made them a Super Bowl champion, so they were 17-0 total. Imagine getting through 17 now and then continuing on and winning the Super Bowl. They're an all-timer team already for me.
2nd down and 8. Again, it's Elliott. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And he will have a Cowboys 1st down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Tony Pollard, his 16th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. And on his way to the end zone, shedding the tackle, he would not be denied.
That's what's called finishing the run. Making sure you power your way through. One-on-one tackle. No running back wants to go to the bench and say, I got stopped just short.
So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the two-point try. Prescott, they're going to throw for it. And that is going to be caught. And it moves the lead to 8-0. And, of course, on the two-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Wentz's throw taken in by Samuel. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be second down. To throw, it's Wentz. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Throwing is Wentz. Open man is the tight end, John Bates. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of the quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards, and that'll leave him with a... Second and just a few inches left. One quarter down, 8-0 the score. A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Again, they'll throw with Wentz. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Thomas. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Looking to throw again on second down. Wentz, his throw incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Now Wentz. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And it's picked up by the Cowboys. 20, 10. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try. Prescott now after the fumble recovery. And the conversion good. He's got it. So the lead swells to 16-0. I think we're sensing a trend here. 2 first-half touchdowns. After going for 2 after the first score, CD, I thought maybe they would kick the PAT here. No, they get 2 more.
No, they decided to really press the advantage because, remember, getting the 2 after the first score, you've already got the other team back on their heels if they're going to mount a comeback. But to go up 2 scores and 2 two-point conversions, you've really got them thinking on the other sideline.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. So it's all down to this, Week 18 on the NFL schedule. And that means that once we sort things out, we'll all be set for our second ever Super Wild Card weekend, which I think everyone agrees was a runaway success last year. We got 2 games coming up on Saturday, 3 more on Sunday, and then we'll put a bow on it Monday night. Here's Gibson to start the drive. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
Well, I could spin this negatively as he just got back to the line of scrimmage. But when you really analyze it, he took away a big play for the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
Thomas has got it, complete. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Fielded at the 20. A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Cowboys are able to add on to their first half lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
They'll look to throw, and he's got it. So the try for 2 successful, and that bumps their lead up even further. Thorough domination right now, and the game plan is simple, obviously, Charles. They're going for 2 after every touchdown, and it's 24-0.
Don't you just get the sense right now that they're just flexing? I mean, you'd be able to do whatever they want, how they want, 3 2-point conversions, and now they're up 24-0. So essentially they gained a field goal out of it without even trotting the kicker out there.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. From the gun, it's Wentz. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. Wentz finding McLaurin there for the Commanders first. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing now is Wentz. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. On the move past the 40. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's a gain of 34.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
And that's a good job there by the corner. And we do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And 3rd and 1 now. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Working from the gun. Wentz. Able to connect with Dotson. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw is Wentz. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Will go down as a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down. Wentz to throw again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense, because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Dotson has it. Touchdown, Commanders. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Commanders get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. The extra point by Sly is up and good, and that'll make it 24-7. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it was Jahan Dotson with a touchdown catch to finish things off. Taking it about the 1. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. And the Cowboys going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb, and it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Prescott now. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Here's Prescott. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, this from 34. Marr able to put this one through, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. We'll start with an NFC East battle and a classic one, New York and Philadelphia. And as they come towards halftime, it's the Eagles who have the lead in that one. Miles Sanders, 2 touchdown runs on the afternoon. From there, we head down south to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Tampa Bay Bucks. Tom Brady, 4 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting New England Patriots. Devin Singletary, 2 touchdown runs on the afternoon. In the game you're watching, you've seen a strong first half out of Dak Prescott. His guys have a 3-touchdown lead as we're about ready to go into the second half. And to get you through it, we give it back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. This one fielded at the 5. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 37. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb, and it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively, and it'll bring up 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. It got his man. Complete. Touchdown, Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Even though he was forced from the pocket, still able to adjust, make the long throw, and it ends with a really big touchdown.
Yeah, moving to his left. The key to everything when they're moving outside of the pocket, doesn't matter which side, making sure those shoulders get around and you get back square so you can get everything on the throw and create the big play we just saw there downfield.
Now Mike McCarthy going to decide to go for 2 here. They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more.
Personally, I'd rather see them kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Washington offense as we get a look at the playoff race in the NFC.
Well, here we sit, week 17, just 1 more week in the regular season after this one. So if you're one of these teams trying to make a move and improve your spot or jump in from the outside, Charles, you better make that move now.
And these final games are often a good barometer for all those teams fighting for position or a wild card spot. They have to be able to get the job done these last 2 weeks before things get even tougher when the playoffs officially begin.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Well, this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game, and really they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game, and I think it's been led by what you just talked about, that defensive front, which has not allowed them to run the football and establish control of the line of scrimmage. Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Pulled in at the 24. A good return there, 17 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over.
The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Cowboys. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott.
And the Cowboys have taken a 5-touchdown lead.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try. Prescott. And this is going to be caught. Well, not sure about the need to go for 2, but they get it and extend this lead out even further.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there, and sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Anthony Barr in on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Wentz now to throw. He gets it to Thomas. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. Wentz going to try and throw on third. And that will be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. Inside give. And oh, he coughed it up.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dak Prescott now 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon.
And the Cowboys get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
This one left side caught by Gibson.
And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Here's Wentz to throw. Rolling to his left.
Quick slant, Dotson.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Winston Dotson, your connection there for the Commander first.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a 1st down. They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
A give up the middle to Gibson.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
We're just looking at the scoreboard and where we're at in the third quarter. I don't know that it's going to matter much at this point, CD, but these small runs on the ground, they're not going to get it done.
No, they're not. And right now, the guys stopping the run have been superior in this ball game, giving them no openings, no seams, and now they've got this game well in hand.
First target, first catch, and a 1st down. One quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing on first is Wentz. Steps away. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And that's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. And this won't get there, won't be online either. It's no good, off to the right, and they will remain well behind.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. Touchdown, Cowboys! CeeDee Lamb, 52 yards. And the Cowboys look poised to reach 17-0 as they add on to their lead. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Here's Prescott. And this is going to be caught. So add two more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the fourth.
I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Now we get another look at Washington on offense. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to hit. And now a fumble. The ball's out. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
Give them 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple, down to the 15-yard line.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On second down, Elliott. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
On 3rd down, Elliott. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Looking to throw. Prescott. This is caught. Touchdown.
CeeDee Lamb.
A 15-yard touchdown grab.
And the Cowboys add 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the 4th.
So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try. Prescott to throw it. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Commanders preparing for their next possession. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here. Things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season. But in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now Wentz.
He's going to drop this one down to Gibson.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. From just shy of midfield, Wentz. He finds his man complete. It's Thomas.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And he will go down. A Cowboy sack. DeMarcus Lawrence just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Now a dump off here complete.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
And that is incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49.
He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes could prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Here we go on the next drive for Washington. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out?
A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Lewis.
And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing here, Prescott.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing, Prescott. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach. And maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier. He wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up. But he certainly will have some explaining to do.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Dallas,
they finish off a perfect regular season, 17-0.
And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title.
Meanwhile, for the Commanders, they'll finish a less